The characteristic that comes out in kids with autism is wanting to be able to predict what's going to happen and have that consistent routine. So any move for any one family is going to be kind of difficult for the child. We moved a lot when the boys were very young, and it was pretty challenging. I think we moved every 14 months for the first 5 years of their life, until I threatened to divorce my husband if he did it to me one more time, or more to the boys. Because what also shifts and changes is your whole social environment. And sometimes the whole social rules change. Even for me, moving from Southern California to Chicago, the social rules are very different. And there was a whole period of anxiety and stress and worry and not being able to find friends because I had to make some adjustments to my social behavior and they had to adjust to some of mine or theirs. So if you think that through, that's a major thing for kids. And then we also add in a whole school component where maybe what they were doing and doing very well in their school prior is not currently being taught that way in the new school. It might be a whole different math curriculum and they're completely lost. Sometimes two assumptions come with those moves then. If the child's lost and behaving in a certain way, that's their behavior all the time, when we have to give them time to adjust. I mean, it's certainly been consistent too that kids on the autism spectrum take longer to adjust to a new environment and new people than the typical child does, even if there has consistently been transition and move. When we looked to move to Iowa currently, we planned for a year and we made multiple visits with the kids to their schools, out to the house, so that they were kind of getting, again, a visual picture of where they were going to be. We, of course, also had to find the Target and the Burger King so that they knew those were there in the town. So helping them see that there were things that were going to stay the same, and then there were going to be things that were non-existent. They were completely undone by the fact that in Dubuque there is not a Dunkin' Donuts place, and that had been one of their favorite spots in the Chicago area. It doesn't exist here. And so that took a while to work that through. The prediction we do as best as we can to help them predict, to give a schedule. This is when we're going to move. This is when you start your new school. And then, because we thankfully spent a lot of time teaching flexibility and change, we could keep reminding them that change isn't always bad, change is sometimes good. And then you just have to let life happen, and everything else you cope with as it comes.